What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York calling from the quarantine zone again. And this time we are here with Renan of Brother Against Brother. Thank you for being here today, man. It's great to have you here.
Hey, what's up? Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here. So we have the debut self-titled album coming out June 11th, which is a week from now. Do you just want to talk about how this sort of self-titled came to be? This is the debut album, so was there kind of like a goal that you were trying to achieve? How did the self-titled album sort of see the light of day?
Yeah, Ale Del Vecchio, Alessandro, our producer, he talked to me about this project, and I was, yeah, let's do it. At that point, I was writing the beginning of the writing process for my band uh, for the second album, and we are so I. It was tough for me to change that mindset from hard rock to heavy metal, but I think it went pretty great. So I'm very excited with this album.
Y- Yeah, going like what were you trying to maybe like combine elements of what we heard on Electric Mob and Sinestra into like one project, or were you all trying to like step into territory that you never really did before?
Yeah, I think I can't talk about Nando's approach, but my approach was uh, step into heavy metal singing. You know, like a Dio thing, and mixing it up with a little bit of David Coverdale, which is my main influence. So uh, it was, respecting the music, respecting the genre, and that's pretty much it.
So did kind of stepping into this open up new ideas vocally for you and teach you new sort of technical elements and make you discover things about yourself that you never seen before?
Totally, man. Actually, I'm very into heavy metal music since I was a child, and but I never got the chance to be in a heavy metal project. So it was a big thing for me to sing heavy metal. I always sang hard rock music and with uh, with with hints of pop and things like that. But singing heavy metal was a new thing for me.
And so, in terms of a technical level, how did you have to like approach it differently? Because I've always thought that, like, I always thought that hard rock was heavy metal even before like heavy metal was starting to be called heavy metal in a way. Like, I'm pretty sure people
Totally.
heard. You mentioned Dave Coverdale. I'm pretty sure people heard White Snake before and thought it was devil music when that first came out. So, like,
Yeah.
so on a technical level, how did you have to like approach it differently?
Uh, it was something like an acting for me because um, I'm Ramses in the project, so I had to I had to get into that devilish kind of sound, to do the songs in the album, and not like the hard rock fun thing, but the heavy metal heavy stuff. So, like I said, I always listened to heavy metal since I was a child, so it wasn't a big deal for me to get into that thing, but it was totally new to do it as a professional. So I really enjoyed it.
Do you you almost had to get in like a different emotional state of mind in a way too? Like it was a different like emotion you were channeling into. Like, is there a chance that people are gonna listen to this and not even know? Oh, that's the same guy from Electric Mob.
I don't know, man. People say that I have this vocal identity that I sing with, like I sing with my own style and everything. Uh, Hopefully, they will get my style both in Electric Mob and Brother Against Brother, but it's totally different stuff.
And do you think that maybe experimenting with this project will maybe allow you to bring in some new stuff to Electric Mob, or like maybe allow you to explore other projects in the future, or are you trying to maybe keep Electric Mob and Brother Against Brother completely separate entities?
I keep it separately, but totally, man. I think every experience bring new stuff to the table. So yeah, those two bands are different bands, totally different projects. But my experience with Brother Against Brother will bring something new to Electric Mob for sure.
Yeah. When it came to like the overall song structure and the songwriting of this album, was there like maybe a preconceived idea for the debut? Like, was there like a sort of like a sound that you were both trying to achieve, or was there sort of like experimentation and improvising involved as well?
Yeah, Alessandro sent us the tracks, and uh, he he let us do what we wanted to do. He came to me and said, I know you're a hard rock guy. I know you like heavy metal a lot. So do your thing, do your stuff, feel the vibe, feel the grooves, and get into it. So it was very open to interpretations for me and Nando.
Do you And do you think do you feel that this is maybe going to be like a sort of one-off thing, or do you think that maybe a Brother Against Brother is going to be something that you explore more and do make more albums with, and maybe explore into even more uncharted territory?
Yeah, I think it all depends on the people, since we released the album. Once we release the album, I think the people response will maybe will made us do another record, or no, or not. I don't know. I'm pretty excited with the project, and I hope there will be more records.
Mm. Well, you released three singles off of it so far, Deadly Sins being one of them. Like, do you almost feel that these singles are a good representation of what the entirety of this debut album is going to sound like, or is that just sort of a first taste of it?
I totally believe they represent the album pretty well. It's a modern heavy metal, and I don't have much words besides I love the record. And I think Deadly Sins is one of my favorite songs from the album, and I'm pretty excited. People are responding very well to it.
Yeah, it has what I call the frontiers charm to it, because like it doesn't surprise me at all that I heard the first single even before like I was asked to do the interview, and like it didn't surprise me at all reading about the album. Like, oh yeah, of course it's on Frontiers. It's like the perfect for that sort of like symphonic metal hard rock sort of sound behind it. Working with Frontiers has had to have been a great team as well, right?
Yeah, totally. Frontiers has a great team, and they support us as artists and as people. So I'm pretty happy with the deal I have with them.
Yeah, and like because I feel like that this album is like it has a classic rock vibe behind it, but it does have sort of like a symphonic power metal vibe behind it. Like I feel like this album could appeal to multiple audiences. It's not just an old school heavy metal album. It's not just a symphonic metal album. I think it kind of crosses multiple barriers.
Yeah, thanks to Alessandro Del Vecchio. He's a wonderful guy, and he know what he's doing. He's more into the hard rock AOR thing, but he nailed the heavy metal stuff. So I can say he's the perfect guy for the job.
Yeah, and working with a producer, it almost seems like that they're just as much of a member of the band as any vocalist would be anyway, because they're able to deliver input and contributions that maybe the musicians may have not have thought of to begin with.
Totally, totally, man. I'm just a singer. I'm not a producer. I like to belt out my stuff and screaming a lot. So having a producer on board is very important.
Yeah. And but when it comes to being a singer, there's two things involved. There's the vocal melody and the vocal range that you had to have done, but then there's also lyrics incorporated in there. Do you sometimes have lyrics written before music is there that maybe could help influence the sound of it?
With Brother Against Brother, we Ali sent us the tracks and the lyrics. So I just gave my interpretation on it. So, but when I'm writing stuff, I prefer to get and play a little and have a riff and something like that, and then I I go for melodies and lyrics on top of it.
So the music itself really helps maybe influence the way you write the lyrics as well, right? You're able to develop
Yeah,
a vision based on the music.
yeah, I think the sound says a lot. The vibe says a lot to you for you to write the lyrics. I think the very important. I think it's the most important thing besides the lyrics.
Yeah. Do you feel that like the lyrics can be open to interpretation, or do you try to engage the listener into the lyrics as well as the music itself?
I think it all depends, man. Sometimes you you will go straight to the point, with a point of view. I don't know, maybe about politics or social problems and everything. But I prefer to let the audience interpretate itself.
Yeah. Um, when it comes to like getting that inspiration, do you prefer to write like you mentioned with Brother Against Brother? The producer had a big influence on how you arrange melodies and everything. Do you find it easier to maybe come up with new ideas when you're the company of your other bandmates, or do you prefer to maybe like write alone when there's sort of like nobody around? Isolation is a great fuel for creativity, after all.
When it comes to the music, I prefer to do with my bandmates because every member in the band has his own style. So I think that's what makes the sound goes well, but when it comes to lyrics, I prefer to do it on my own space, and with my feelings and everything. But yeah, music I like to do in partnership.
Yeah. Oh, you have the best of both worlds. You're able to use isolation when you need it and have the collaborative effort behind it as well.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yep. And when it comes to like that inspiration, does inspiration sometimes strike when you least expect it, or do you have like a usual place that you have to be in order for that inspiration to sort of kick in?
Yeah, again, it all depends. Music is it's a weird thing, but yeah, once I wrote a song that I heard that song in my dreams when I was sleeping, and I woke up in the middle of the night. Oh, I have to write this. I have to record this before I forget. Uh, so it came out of nowhere, but sometimes you gotta sit in your chair and think, oh, I need to do something like that, something like this. It all depends on what kind of sound do you want to approach, but sometimes inspirations comes out of the blue.
Yeah, it normally strikes in the most inconvenient times.
Totally, yeah.
Mm.
Especially when you're taking a shower or you know in a deuce.
Yeah, I've always said they need to make studios that like with like waterproof gear that you could like play that you could use in the shower, so when the inspiration strikes there, they could just go right to recording it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man.
Yeah.
I would totally buy it.
Watch everybody's gonna have like a compressor and a mixer in their shower soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I'd imagine though a shower might make a great vocal booth if it's one of those glass showers in a way. Like I'd imagine they're well insulated enough. Like the amplifications in there have got to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's because bathrooms have a lot of reverb, so everyone will sound good in the bathroom.
Yeah.
but but you gotta like reverb.
Yeah. So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else that you would like to promote with the release of Brother Against Brother? Like, can you maybe see yourself doing some live shows about this when the world opens back up again?
Yeah, there are some speculations about me and Nando join each other for a live stream or a live concert. I don't know for you know the, the end of the year, but yeah, just the speculations. But hopefully, people will get crazy with this album as much as we are. It's a great album with great songs, great melodies, great singing. Nando is a beast, and I'm honored to join him on this project. And yeah, I can't wait for people to hear it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Everybody, we are here with Brother Against Brother. Check out the debut self titled album coming out via Frontiers June 11th. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.